Aline, the GPO Witness History Visitor Centre here on O'Connell Street is a new and exciting experience for both the domestic market and international tourists. How did it all come about?
Well, how it all started was within An Post as an organisation, there was a phenomenal and continues to be a phenomenal interest in the GPO itself. With 1916, the commemoration coming around, it just seemed like the appropriate time to do something and have something of value to offer in Dublin to tourists who are coming here. It's, as a building, it's always part of walking tours and, historic visits. But really, other than a wonderful small stamp museum within the GPO in a small area of it, there was no other ability beyond the post office to get behind the scenes. So after much conversation and exploring, An Post decided to investigate what opportunities they would have to incorporate more of a full-on exhibition that would be here for the long term. So we opened 3 months ago at a time when we were commemorating the 1916 Rising, and that was perfectly positioned because the story within GPO Witness History is starting with 1913 and the lead up to 1916. So what was going on in Ireland at the time and around the world as well.
So the overall context.
Absolutely. So setting that, and then it's really telling the story of 1916, the week of the actual Rising, and how that's impacted on the people of Ireland and us as a country since then.
Yeah, and it tells the story of 1916 from both the perspective of the participants and bystanders. And it's very immersive in nature. Tell us a little bit about that visitor experience.
Yeah. Well, one of the key things is that everybody gets their say. So you have it told through the eyes of the witnesses, whether, as you say, the bystanders, the Crown forces, the rebels, and indeed the GPO workers. So everybody gets to hear about the stories of their lives, their families, and the activities around the actual Rising itself.
Excellent.
In terms of the experience, it is very immersive, it's very engaging. It appeals to children, it's noisy, it's interactive, very energetic, and visually appealing as well. So the panels on the walls will draw your attention. If you like more computerized things, the touch screens have a lot of information. It's layered as well, so whether you just want to touch on things, you have a certain level of interest but you don't want to dive too deeply, that's perfectly fine.
And it's largely self-guided.
Yes, it is. It's designed to be self-guided, so people who visit here, they can choose to go at their own pace, and it will engage you in the various different ways that it's delivered. Basically, we also do provide guided tours. Schools are certainly a key part of our business, and also some leisure groups that really want that guided experience, and that certainly is possible.
Very good. And you're open 3 months now. I know Shannon Heritage won the tender to operate the attraction.
That's right.
How are visitor numbers so far, and would you have a target for a full 12-month year?
Absolutely. We had a target of 300,000, so it's an ambitious target. It's a fantastic year, and we know that the attraction itself has really invited a lot of interest. And so far, we've been very fortunate in that the interest is of a very strong level. So we've enjoyed high visitor numbers up to this point.
Great, and I've done the tour myself, and it's a really compelling experience.
Yeah.
It adds a lot to Dublin's long-term tourism product.
Yes.
Where do you see business coming from in time? You mentioned schools and leisure groups and so on, but it's the type of experience that I think can appeal to lots of markets.
Absolutely. I think it will always be important to the people of Ireland, and with schools it's part of the curriculum. I anticipate it will continue to be that. We will always need to evolve so people have a reason to continue being interested in it, and we will certainly do that. Internationally, the history, that cultural side from an Irish perspective appeals to many. So people will come from abroad, from many different countries. I think we have assumptions that, a lot of the visitor interest may come from the US, but actually it's huge from the UK and other European countries as well, and further afield. So it's broad, without question.
And you also provide the multilingual option as well.
That is something we're just waiting to get on stream. So yes, from September onward we will have that, which will be a nice addition to the exhibition and the experience for our visitors, for
Great.
sure.
And a shop and a cafe, I take it that's also an important part of the tourism offering.
Without any question. The content, it's designed that people would spend about an hour, but we find people spend a lot longer than that. So rather than having to go out and not be able to return, they actually can stay at their leisure, enjoy a coffee or actually have a lunch. We also have outdoor seating now in the courtyard, and it's a beautiful space. It's the best view of the spire in the city. The building itself of the GPO inside in that inner courtyard is just fantastic. So that in itself provides its own experience, very bright, quite contemporary actually in an old building. And the shop is so tastefully done and really has a lot to offer, whether you're, a native of Ireland, I find gifts there myself, or for the tourist traveller as well. So
super. Thanks so much, Aline. We wish you the very best of luck. I know you're only at the commencement of a long journey, and it's a really wonderful addition to Dublin's tourism scene. Absolutely. And the best of luck with it going forward.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much.